Today is Tuesday, June 14th, and it's my third check-in, or rather, what will be my end of my third week. It'll be my fourth time going, but I'll be weighing in this afternoon around 5:30, and I'm a little concerned because I use a scale at home, and I've kind of figured out the difference between morning and afternoon and evening, like how much my weight fluctuates and how much the clothes I'm wearing today weigh, because the clothes I wear weigh about 7 pounds. So when I step on that scale at the clinic and it says, like it did last week, to 321 and some change, I know that it's actually less than that. So this morning I got on the scale and it said 315.5, I think, which means that it's really 322.5, and that was this morning, and we all know everybody weighs more in the evening. So I'm a little concerned about that, but we'll see. I'm also a little, well, I don't have any right to be upset, and I shouldn't be upset because it doesn't really have anything to do with me, but I am a little. Because this is hard. Replacing all your food with shakes and bars is hard. First couple of days, whatever, if you can avoid the cravings. After a week or so, you're like, yeah, I got this. And, I've got it. But it's hard. Like I try to tell that to my wife. I was like, it's not hard. It's hard, but it's not hard. It's hard in ways I didn't really maybe consider as much, or I try to consider them, I think is probably closer to the truth. It's just really hard to consider that. It's hard to know what it feels like to not eat anything until you're not eating anything. It's hard to know what it feels like to have to eat every 2 hours when you're not doing that currently. So it is hard to face down shake after shake after shake, or bar after bar, and you get tired of drinking the water. I like it, don't get me wrong, when it's decent tasting water, but it just gets really tiresome. Like, let me fill my glass for the 50 millionth time with ice water, and I don't know. Anyway, what I was bitching about is that I have two coworkers who are, well, almost all my coworkers are women, and they're almost always on a diet. We had 4 weddings, I think, so far this year, and so everybody had to lose weight to fit in their dresses. The wedding dress, the bridesmaids' dresses, the dresses just to go and be a observer, I guess. I don't know. I've been to 3 weddings in my life. One, I was a kid, and it was my uncle getting married to his mail order bride. The second time, I'm not kidding. The second time, I was an adult, and a friend of mine got married, and I went with another friend of mine who had come into town to go, and she's a lot of fun. So whatever. Oh, there was another wedding, and it was a dry reception. Don't do that to your friends. I almost forgot about that one. I blocked it from my memory. It was that bad. And the other wedding I went to, I went because I was officiating the wedding. So, but my point is, they're always on a diet. But these 2 women are recently and doing a diet. One of them is in her 40s, and she's great, and she's doing low carb, so that's perfect. Like, whatever. I've talked about her on my blog before. The other one is 25, and she's doing something with her doctor. It's not OptiFast like I am. I suspect, although I'm not nosy, so I'm not going to ask because I think that's rude. But from what she said, it sounds like maybe she's getting B vitamin shots and probably an appetite depressant or suppressant. Sorry, it's depressing is what it is. Anyway, an appetite suppressant, which I had another coworker. She did that. She had to have hip surgery. She's actually where I heard about OptiFast from to begin with several years ago. Before she had the surgery, they wanted her to lose about 30 to 40 pounds. She did that and then some, I think. She tried the OptiFast just by purchasing it, not going through a doctor, and didn't like the taste of it, couldn't do it. So that's how I got my first taste of OptiFast and realized it's not really that bad. No, it doesn't taste like a chocolate milkshake, but really? You expect it to? Anyway, she did B shots and these little crack pills, as we called them, and that suppressed her appetite, and then just ate sensibly or whatever. And she lost, like I said, 30, 40, 50, maybe as much as 60 pounds. Had her hip surgery and was keeping it off the last I saw her, but she left a couple of years ago. So back to these two women. The one who's doing low carb, she texted me and she's like, oh, I've lost like 10 pounds. How is that even possible? And of course, a lot of it's water weight and the fact that she's not exactly regular. So she's trying to increase her fiber and stuff, which of course helps. If you're not taking fiber on whatever dietary plan you follow and you don't go regularly, you should probably look at some fiber, do some research on that. But she's doing fiber pills, and I think that's probably what's done it for her. The other girl, though, 25-year-old, she also apparently she had her weigh in on Friday or whatever, and apparently she lost 10 point something pounds. Both of these are like in a week. Granted, with the girl, I mean, it could be water weight too or something else like that, but I don't know. And I saw her today after she had told me that earlier this morning, and I was in the kitchen getting my water, and she'd gotten her stuff out of the refrigerator or whatever. I'm like, hey, what are you eating? And because I could see in the bag there was food, and she's like, oh, these are taquitos. I don't understand that. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a little bit of it's jealousy. It's why, I mean, it's none of my business, and it doesn't affect me, but I'm jealous. I'm jealous of people who can eat food right now. And I know I could quit doing what I'm doing and eat food. I know that there are ways to do that and lose weight. I've done it before, but I've not been successful. So I'm not going to go that route. But it's still just kind of, wow, I'm paying a ton of money and losing. And you're not, and you are losing. So, whatever. I guess I'm just kind of bitchy today, is how that is summed up. So yeah, my body is an asshole, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to name a vlog post that. Told my wife that, and she said maybe you should just name your vlog that. My body is an asshole. So I might do that. And, or I might not, who knows. What I can hope for is that if I do have just a very small loss this week, despite the fact that I didn't do, the only thing the only thing I did this week that it's not on my plan is I had a half a spoon, literally like a half a spoon of the Alfredo stuff, chicken Alfredo I made for my wife. No noodles, it was just chicken and Alfredo and broccoli and spinach. And I had a spoonful of, like a regular spoon, full of taco meat. I didn't have sour cream or beans or cheese or anything else with it. It was just the taco meat. So, I mean, I don't think for a moment that has had any impact. I have pinpointed what my problem was with my stomach, and that is the chicken broth. I was starving yesterday evening for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it was the disruption to my normal Monday schedule. Maybe it was like a hormone flux or some shit. I don't know. All I know is that I was literally ready to gnaw my own arm off last night, and in a bid to keep myself from eating another bar or whatever, which is 160 calories, I decided just to have some chicken broth, which is 20 calories, and within an hour my stomach started to gurgle. And when I say gurgle, I don't mean like a cute little noise. No, I mean the sound of like tectonic plates shifting. Like, have you ever watched a movie or a television show and it's that like pop, pop, pop noise, and like the characters are underground or they're above ground and they can see where like the surface is starting to crack, and it's almost that echoing like that is the noise my stomach makes. It's a cross between that and Zool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's terrible. So my stomach started making that crazy noise, and then I had to run to the bathroom repeatedly. It was not as bad as it was because I had only had the broth once this time instead of having it for a day or two. So no more broth. And if you're doing OptiFast now, in the future, whenever you happen to see this or read about it, because I'll put it on my blog too, don't do it. Don't do the broth. Or if you do try it for whatever reason and you find you have diarrhea, it's the broth. It really is. It must be the extra sodium, and I don't know, but it tasted delicious, but it was obviously not nutritious enough for me, and my body rejected it. So anyway, I will have this. I'll turn the camera back on my way home or maybe on my way to my doctor's appointment. Maybe I'll do a little some more time lapse driving around. I don't know. We'll see. But I will have an update as soon as I have my group meeting tonight. I will turn this on. I will update. Maybe when I get home, I don't know. We'll see. But I will update and finally post my first vlog. So, which is this. So anyway, yeah. See you later.